Welcome to Insightful Minds. I'm your boy Zayon, and we back with another one. Today I got a special guest. I got my girl Lex on the show with me. We gonna really just top into, conversation. We're just gonna let y'all give her, we're gonna give y'all insight of her life today. How you doing, Lex?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm blessed, man. It's good to see you today.
Good to see you.
How you doing mentally, physically, and spiritually?
I would say I'm pretty much good around the board.
Yeah.
I have my days, but overall I can say good.
That's a blessing to hear, because I feel
complain.
like, us men, we don't check on our women enough, and just to make sure they in a good headspace. And they just doing good with themselves, because sometimes, we are silent assassins when it comes to our fellas, We don't like to express ourselves because we don't want to hurt our partners, or we don't want to hurt, somebody, who we love, so I'm glad you're just doing good, I ain't seen you in a long time, so it's a blessing to see you, I see that, your daughter, she's 11 now, so how's motherhood been treating you these last 11 years?
It gets better. I can say it gets better with time. Definitely. Because it started out as a struggle. Definitely. Because I didn't know what I was doing.
No manual.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm so gung-ho on doing stuff my way all the time, so it was a struggle. I didn't want to listen to nobody. I just wanted to do stuff my way, so I had to learn on my own.
Facts.
But it's definitely getting better. It's better.
Now, do you feel like, as being a mother of an 11-year-old, you have to now look at things completely different because of how society has changed?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's why I say it gets better, and it's still always a learning experience. I'm still learning as I go. So, as the world changes and I see how things are going, I definitely change up. You know what I'm saying? Or focus more on what I need to do with my daughter, or what I need to have her doing to, stay with, the motion, and stay with being better than what she's surrounded by.
And that's good, I love to hear, Now, what is one thing that you see in her that you see in yourself?
She's a leader.
Facts.
She leads, and she has no problem with leading. It's just a natural gift for her. And I feel like if she don't get it from me, I'm just glad she has that trait.
Facts.
Because,
I feel like nowadays, most women, they take that submissive role and they take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, they are the voice of the home, so they have to lead.
Exactly.
And
it's needed.
Exactly. It really is, And a lot of people don't realize how needed it is until you have to, look at things different within your house.
Until you don't have it and you realize what you need.
Now, I know you've been on this journey. You're doing hair. You've been doing lashes. Mm-hmm. Which one do you enjoy doing more?
Honestly, I enjoy doing hair more because I just have a love for locks.
Yeah.
So I naturally enjoy that more. But I do enjoy lashes. I don't think it's equal though.
Which one do you feel like is more of a process of complication?
Oh, definitely lashes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
You got any funny stories?
Funny? I wouldn't say funny. No, I mean, the only funny story I can say is a lot of my clients, they fall asleep while I do their lashes. So some, they will literally snort. Like, it's like I know how they sleeping at home.
Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Let's jump back into the motherhood. Like I said, you got an 11-year-old, and you see how just lately the city been crazy with, young kid getting in more trouble. We had the stabbing in McDonald's that resulted in, a young lady who was like, I think 16, 17. She lost her life over some sauce. So we had the 13-year-old boy who lost his life trying to rob a special police officer with a gun. So,
what?
Yeah, it's crazy in the DMV.
That is crazy.
So just hearing those, those type of stories, do that make you more, cautious of, where you let your child go at, or do that make you more, okay, I need to talk to my child more?
Oh yeah, definitely. I talk to my daughter every day about everything that's going on in the world, because I need her to be aware so that when she's not around me, she's, she knows what she need to be aware of. So I talk to her every day. Things that I see that's going on, she knows about it. I let her know, so she knows what it is, and it is definitely hard because my daughter is a homebody, but she does like to do things with her friends, go out and stuff like that, and she's getting older, so I can't not let her go. And then the fact that she's getting older, I can't baby her and, have her up under me and just be there all the time. I gotta let her, go out and venture. So it's hard, but I feel like as long as I provide her with the knowledge that she needs and make sure that she, has everything to protect herself, she is nothing. I'm not saying it's nothing I can do, but it's life. And I feel like God got her, got me.
I'm telling you, and I love to hear that because once again, we got to educate our kids, man. Not too many people want to educate their kids of just the truth of what's going on. They always try to protect them. No, you have to educate your kids. Let them be exposed so you can educate them on, this is right and this is wrong. When you have not around me, and you get put in a situation, you know what to do. We
have those conversations literally every day. And I'm talking about on the way to school, before she go to her dance practice. It don't matter what's going on. Anytime we departing and, she got to go and I got to let her go, we had the same conversations all the time.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you was built off tough love. Do you get that to your child?
Yeah, unfortunately.
And I think, it's needed to.
It is needed. But I realized, that I do a lot of things that was done to me when I was a child. And some of them not right.
Yeah.
Some of them you can do them in a different way. You know what I'm saying? You still they still need that, but it's other ways, you know what I'm saying, to go about it. And so, but tough love,
Nah, and I respect that because, I grew up off tough love, and I look at now, just becoming an adult, it's just that you don't accept too much. You know what I'm saying? You understand, okay, I can get through this. You don't look toward too many people to help you get through your downfalls. A couple people, facts. A couple people you love, be there to support you. But I feel like the ones who did grow up with tough love, when you dig a hole for yourself, you find a way out. And that's the blessing of, once again, tough love.
It's a different type of strong.
So let me get more into you now. What's your short-term goal since it's 2024?
Short-term right now, I'm working on having a foundation or a place where all of my businesses and ventures that I have are just in one place, and it's just easier for me because right now I'm just juggling so much and I move around constantly. So I don't really get the time. I get a very little bit of time to just relax. So I'm trying to make that easier for me. So that's what I'm working on.
I like that, that you don't have enough time to do, to be bored, because I feel like people who do got a lot of availability, they become bored with their time, half of them not using their time wisely. Then you got some of them who just indulging in stupidity and ignorance out here with their time. So it's good that you got a nice little schedule with a routine that keeping you productive. It's keeping you away from the BS.
Right.
And I feel like once again, you got to separate the ignorance from the intelligence. And I feel like you really got a lot going on for yourself in an intelligent way to a point where you just like, all right, I know I don't need to be around this because I got too much going over here on this side. So what's your long-term goals? Like what do you see yourself at within the next 10 years? So I say by 2034.
2034, I see myself living comfortably, really focusing on making sure, because by that time my daughter will be an adult.
Facts.
So I'm gonna be. That's really all my main goals are, to make sure that I can solidify her and make sure that she's, where she need to be and where she want to be. So in 10 years, hopefully I'm somewhere where I'm not working as hard as I am now.
Yeah.
And I'm focusing on making sure that my daughter is the great woman that I know she.
I love that. I love that. So I know you're a hustler. You know, you're a go getter. Where did that come from? Your mom, your dad?
Yeah, I think both of my parents, because growing up, I never knew my parents to not work.
Facts.
My parents was always at work, so that's just probably just a natural thing, and that's what I seen. So that's what I feel like had to be done.
Nah, for real, you know, and it's once again when we're young, we don't understand a lot until we get to a place of age where now we put in that situation, and you're like, dang, I gotta be. Doing exactly what my parents doing, going out here to a job.
Yeah, my mother was working 2 jobs and always at work. I'm just like, all right, I guess she just need to go to work. But now I see, like, yeah, she definitely needed to go to work. Like, it wasn't like she just let me go get a job. And she had to.
And you see how it benefited you as the older you got, because once again, I feel like those who don't have the type of upbringing that most of us have won't understand how hard we got to go for it, and
definitely.
The older I've gotten, just that hustle mentality of, man, I can't depend on the next person, or I can't depend on the last person to just put money in my pocket or food in my mouth or clothes on my back. I got to provide for myself, and sometimes you take some bumps along the way. But you learn from your mistakes. And like I tell people, a life with no experiences is a waste of life. So, any experiences that you've learned from that you can say, okay, man, since I've been working, I know not to do this, not to put myself in a predicament like this ever again.
I have plenty of those experiences, but I feel like the most important, as far as working, I would say is to, and it may sound crazy, but I'm just being honest. Yeah. Like, I would say to not work so hard at your job.
Facts.
Because it's literally, I mean, and that if you have a job that's worth it and you have everything that you need, I'm talking about everything
like facts,
that you need, and it satisfies you. Yeah, you're completely satisfied. And you know what I'm saying? And that's what you see for yourself, then that's fine. But as far as just working, trying to, for the money, or, it's not worth it. It's always something else that you can do. Or, I just feel like don't work so hard at a job, because it's always another job. It's always, and me personally, I've always been the type of person that no matter what job I have, my child come first, and that's another thing I don't like as far as with jobs. Like, they don't care about anything, like nothing, absolutely. Most of them, anyway. So so don't just put all, because next thing you know, you're
there for 35 years.
Yeah, and then
that's crazy.
Or even you there for a short term, and like you done got injured or something on your job. Sometimes people have physical jobs and they put their all into it, and you know what I'm saying? That's when they out of work and have no money and can't even get to another job because you incapacitated. Like, nah.
Facts. This guy who I used to work with, he used to work at the post office. He fractured his ribs, and they fought against him. They was not trying to pay him. They was not trying to do anything to compensate him. He had to get surgery. 9 times out of 10, I think he quit the job. I'm just like, man, he was working there for a good year. And the way our job work is, you're a part-time employee with no benefits. So if you do get benefits, it's like outside of the job benefits, or like a third-party benefit. But you don't get those full, full-time benefits that come with the job. So, I see a lot of those, mistakes. I tell people, I'm like, man, be smart, On top of that, the job come with a lot of stress. People don't understand how stress be eating you up. And you take the stress home. Before you know it, you don't want to be the best parent you can be, or you're not at home being the best person, because
you don't wore yourself out at work.
Yourself out.
And now you're not even living life. You just working a dreadful.
So let me ask you this: do you feel like you are living life, or life is just living with you?
No, I'm definitely living life. Yeah, I had to start living life because it's nothing that's, if you're not living life,
Facts.
it's just like,
nah, for real. And a lot of people don't understand the concept of living life. You know, I tell people, I'm just like, stop complaining about stuff. You know, like, this is, God opened your eyes this morning, you know, and when He opened your eyes, you got to understand that's already the first blessing right there. Because a lot of people, you could think of some loved ones who don't even get to see tomorrow or don't even see today. You know, you able to wake up, you still in good health, you still in, you know, with a good mindset, you know, so that's mentally you good. Spiritually, you still keeping your praise and your faith strong. You still able to go do everything you want to. You know, so people don't understand. You gotta have gratitude for the little things. You know, you still,
because that's all that's really owed to you. Everything else is gonna come, and it's gonna be choices. You know what I'm saying? That you gotta make.
Facts.
And that's gonna determine everything else. You know what I'm saying? Your choices, but the minimum is that's the blessing.
So, do you think you made? I always tell people, in this world that we live in, you get choices and you get chances. Do you think you made more bad choices with less chances, or you think you had more chances and made bad choices?
Me personally, honestly, I think I had more chances and made bad choices. Me personally.
And that's good that you can, you know, you can see and take accountability for yourself, you know, because I tell people, you know, it all starts with you. You know, people don't realize that it starts with you. You know, everybody's so quick to, oh, I'm blaming that person. I'm blaming. Nah, you put yourself in certain situations. Definitely. But, you know, you got to understand what God's doing for you in those situations. He's trying to bring some light to show you.
It still all meant something.
I'm telling you, you know.
As long as I'm keeping going.
Facts.
It's steadily meaning something.
And I always tell my sister, hey, don't get caught in these boys, you know. But if you do, trust me, they're going to spin the block and come back around. Just keep on doing you, you know. And that's just where it's at nowadays. Even with relationships, you know, you see how, you know, it's like you have to expect more and give more to receive more, you know. And that's shouldn't even be like that, you know. I feel like once you get into a relationship, top two things should be effective communication and respect. If you kind of communicate effectively, and I don't mean, you know, how you doing, how was your, no, talk to me, how was your day, you know, like, you know, you had a good day, bad day, why, you know, give me that why, why that day was so good. So even when you expressing your feelings, you know, you got to get effective with that. You know, you got to let me know what's wrong so I can get your point of view from, okay, I get where you're coming from. I apologize.
That's the healthy thing to do.
Facts. Now, do you think, because I asked my boys, we had like a little table talk, do you think relationships these days are more healthier or more toxic?
These days, definitely more toxic. I don't even think people know what healthy is.
Facts. I'm telling you, facts. And I feel like just from the music to Instagram and social media, it's like we build this perception of what we think a relationship is supposed to be. But I tell people, once you get into a relationship, it's no longer you need to look for stuff, you know. It's more so you gotta let stuff grow, you know. I feel like love is just that's the 90s. Yeah, that's the 90s that's right like there.
That's the minimum. That's the small part.
Facts. I feel like nowadays unconditional love is needed for a healthy relationship. You gotta go both ways for you to be like, I'm happy, you know. And I always tell people happiness comes from within. So you really gotta be happy with receiving that unconditional love, you know, because some of us, we take that unconditional love for granted. You know, because you're not used to it. You're just like, damn, like.
You don't know what to do with it.
You know, like, he taking care. He what? Oh, she just made me a bath. She cooking for me. What? Okay. And it happens sometimes so quickly to a point where you just like, you be mind blown. You know, like, where you was at, you know? But, you know, but that's just how it is with, you know, these relationships, you know, and it's, you know, like I say, my boys, we keep a tight circle, you know, and if we got a problem, we talk about it within our tight circle, you know. It don't get outside the circle, you know. But I feel like nowadays you also need a good tight circle around you to keep you grounded. You know, do you feel like you got a tight circle around you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I got the same circle I had
Facts.
all my life.
I love your circle around you because I know your circle personally, but I love how y'all stay tight. You know, when y'all go out,
we be happy with each other.
You know, and I love that because you don't see women keep that tight bond the way they supposed to. You know, it's always a prime example. You look at these, celebrities. You see how, my best friend dogging me, y'all putting all my business online. And you be like, dang, we don't do that over here. Like that's that childish stuff. I feel like
a lot of things I see going on. Me and my circle, I haven't had to go through none of those things at all.
No, that's a blessing right there. And I'm glad you don't have to experience that stupidity. Like that's some really like, and it'll make you feel some type of way once you put your trust in somebody. And you don't get that. What you expect out of them when it comes to trust. That's like, I feel like trust is like the bare minimum, but when you start getting that trust, it evolves to loyalty right there. And when you can get loyalty out of a person, that just speaks volumes on it.
But that's a lot that you try to get out of somebody.
Facts. Let me ask you about men. How do you feel about the state of men these days? You see it's a lot of men out here I know who. Oh, you pretty, I love that you work hard, like, do you think men are what they used to be?
No, I mean, I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, because I see your father, he's a good man, and I look at, if you had to compare these men to your father, who is a good man, Would you say, oh yeah, these men are on that level of how I look at my father? Because I feel like as people, your father will show you as you growing up the type of man he is. So that way, when you go find you a man, you can be like, damn, I know what type of man I need in my life. I see how my father treated my mother. You like, okay, cool.
So growing up, I didn't really, I don't know, I guess I got to know my father more once I got older. So growing up, it was more so like a perspective, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, it looked like a one thing, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I thought it was. But as I got older, I realized what it actually was. So honestly, I would say that I used to feel like I wanted, like, oh, my father is like the epitome of the man that I want. But that's not actually the moral of the story. Like, so that's not what it is. So I'm more just going by what I know and what I have seen for myself. And, I don't even look at my father or no man like, that's the type of man, I just feel like the type of man that I want is like, I haven't, it gotta be, it's for me.
Talk to me.
So I don't,
So if you had to build you one, what would be 2 key traits that you would want him to have?
I would definitely want him to be a respectful man.
Love it.
And I would want him to be like a family-oriented man.
Facts. 'Cause, I had my, before I had a child, I had my fair share. I just dealing with women who had kids. And my biggest fear was getting connected with the child and being disconnected with the person who I'm dealing with. Because at the end of the day, when you're in a relationship, it's like a rock and a hard place because you build a relationship with the child so strong to the point where the child see you as like their best friend. But then when you look at the partner that you're dealing with, you just like kind of like washing my hands with you. You just like, you never want to leave a child behind who really got love for you, So that was like one of my biggest problems, Like a lot of women who I dealt with had kids, and I'm just like, it came to a point in my life, I'm like, man, I'm not dealing with no females with kids. I'm done, But it's just like, it's like it's hard to run away from, because those are majority of the women who are experienced. They know what they want out of life. Versus, the single ones who don't have kids, it's just all fun and games. So it's just like, hey, so, but
you gotta pick and choose.
Nah, for real, And that's just like a tough thing, But now, I'm grateful.
It is a tough thing, and it just is what it is. Because at the end of the day, if you messing with someone who has kids, and if you really care about that person, now if you don't care about that person, then the kids, you know what I'm saying, it really wouldn't register, it wouldn't matter, But if you really care about that person, naturally, you're going to want to be a part of their kids' life too.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's just always hard, and then things don't work out.
Facts.
That's a possibility.
Facts.
So it's like, how are you supposed to play your role in that kid life still? Being as though it's a child,
Facts.
And you don't want to take it out on a child or nothing like that. You want to, but it is what it is. Like, how are you going to do that? Because that's not your child, and it is
exactly. It's
like
just
complicated.
A rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
It's either you got crazy baby fathers, or you got crazy baby mothers. You got to deal with. You just like, come on, man.
And then you get into your next relationship, and people don't understand if you steady.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Being a certain type of person to a person kid that's not even yours, that you're not good. It's so complicated.
Have you ever found yourself comparing your last relationship to a new relationship?
Unintentionally, but I try not to do that because every situation is different. And me personally, I'm not even a type of person where I just always go after the same type of person. So how can I even compare it?
Facts.
But naturally, like, I find myself doing that, and I have to like, oh no, you know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't that. Like, don't do that.
And it's just human nature sometimes, because you've been so adapted to being treated, talking to somebody, just being expressive a certain way, to when you get into a new, it's just like, all right, look here, brother.
You start doing the same thing. Like, because that's why you gotta like, hold on, and then you gotta relearn that person. You gotta understand or start to learn that new person. And because it's different. You can't do that. Like,
so I know,
you gotta treat people accordingly.
So I know in my at our table talk with me and my boys, we talked about heartbreaks. How have you handled a heartbreak in your life?
I handle all my heartbreaks the same. I just brush it under the rug, ignore it, get in the tunnel vision, and it works out for me like that. Now,
do your heartbreaks, or when you get into that mode of trying to heal from your heartbreaks, do it push you to a different type of level to, let me go out here and do more for myself. Let me take it to the next level.
I wouldn't say a heartbreak does that.
I like that.
No, like, I'm naturally like that. Whether I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like, a heartbreak don't change how I grind or hustle or work or, you know what I'm saying, what I'm doing on a daily. That's literally just inside of me.
Yeah.
So, nah.
Now, do it makes you more cautious when you step into these, okay, I'm getting into a new relationship. Let me put up a wall now. Is the wall up much longer for that person to, okay, now just get more comfortable with me, Because you know how when you get to these new relationships, you just like, all right, man, I dealt with this in my past, I got a wall up, I'm not going for the same BS. This person got to come correct or don't come at all, So is that wall up a little longer the next time?
I would say, like, it's not really a wall. It's more so just like a thought in my head, like, cause I'm like such a lovey-dovey type of person. Like, I can't hold a wall up, but for so long, you know what I'm saying? So, like, if something happening and I'm just feeling like my emotions take over, then that's just what it is. But I definitely will always keep in the back of my mind. I definitely always gonna keep my lessons learned. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
And just make sure I try to do the right thing. Oh, let me put my phone.
You good. Go ahead.
Yeah, try to make sure I'm doing the right thing.
No, that's respectable. I feel like, as women, I feel like more women should, don't take a failed relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I can't say don't take a failed relationship, but find a good that you learned about yourself out of a failed relationship, and continue to apply
and
that.
make it better in the next one.
Facts, you know, because
that's what I'm saying. Like
that's a part of living. You know, when you live in life, you're going to go through a lot of failures, and I always tell people the word fail is first attempt in learning. Okay. You know, and when you learn from a failure, you know, you start to see, okay, I'm growing. Mm-hmm. You know, you got to go through some mud and some dirt in order to grow. That's how plants grow, in some mud and some dirt. Right. So when you start to see your growth, you're like, okay, you know, I'm getting better as time progresses versus I'm still 10 years from now, I'm still worried about that guy, you know. So that's a blessing to see, you know. Like, so with the, you know, I see we're gonna move on from you because you really exposed yourself, you know? And I love, you know, how you just vulnerable, just letting people, you know, see a side, because most women don't like to show their side of just vulnerability, you know, because it's always that, no, I don't want people to, you know, see this side of it because they might take advantage of it, or that's life, you know.
Yeah, they're gonna do that anyway.
You know, you can give a motherfreaker, you know. You can give them $1 million. They still gonna be doing the same BS, you know. So that's the blessing right there that you see it, you know. Because some people take I seen it, and they still make it a blind eye, you know. So with the business ventures, what made you wanna, you know, tap into? Okay, let me go ahead and, you know, try lashes out. Like, who's that person to say, hey, Lex, come in, let's try some, you know, lashes?
It's actually. So the person that trained me on lashes is the person that has always done my lashes. So, once I became like a lash girl and I get my lashes done on the regular, and like I said, I've been doing hair for a long time, so I'm like a real tedious person, like attention to detail type. So once I seen what was like the process of doing lashes, it was just like interesting to me. Like I was like, like I could sit there and just lash all day because it's so tedious, you know?
Yeah.
So, and it just takes my focus. Like once I start lashing, I just focus.
I like that.
Yeah.
So do you plan on doing anything else besides, because like I said, you do hair, you do lashes. Do you plan on adding anything else to that resume?
Yeah, definitely. Well, not too much. I'm trying to keep it, you know, because I have so many ideas and I just want to do whatever I want to do, but I'm trying to keep it, you know, structured.
Facts. And you got to, you know, I feel like, once again, you know, you got to continue to put yourself out there. You know, you ain't here for, you know, a long time. You're here for a good time, you know. And I always tell people, you know, when you wake up, that's heaven already. When you find a good in your life, that's heaven. Because when you're looking at all the negative stuff, the bad stuff, that's when you're in hell. You know, so right now you got to enjoy heaven. Heaven is, you know, you're a great mother. You know, you got 2 business ventures going on for yourself. You know, possibly a third one gonna come before 2025. You know, you in a good space. You know, not many people can say, oh, I can relate with her. You know, like I said, everybody going through something. But you got to understand, it's light in your dark times too that you got to find. So, you know, like that's the biggest blessing right there.
I'm blessed.
Nah, for real, you are. You know,
struggle or not,
stress free,
times or not, like I'm steady out here doing what I need to do.
That's the biggest blessing right there. You know, how has these? What, you 31, right?
I'll be 31 this year.
31 this year. So you're Leo, right? Team Leo in the building. Yeah. So 30, you be 31 this year. What's your plans?
I'm gonna be gone somewhere. I don't know where yet, but
you a traveler?
Yeah.
Where have you traveled to?
Well, I just started traveling maybe 2 years ago.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Where you go at?
I done been to Miami. I've been to Orlando. I've been to Bahamas.
Oh, okay.
I've been to Houston, and yeah.
I'm going to Africa in April. So yeah, I'm telling you.
That should be fun.
It is. You know, me and my boy, because my boy, I think we're going for his father's birthday. His father had passed away. What was that? What was that festival? The Caribbean Fest.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was unfortunate. But, you know, we celebrate. we celebrate him every year. You know, whether it's a IG post. I know him and my godmother, they always go out. You know, him and his sister. You know, they all go out to eat. You know, so this year, you know, he going to Africa. He like, bro, trying to go to Africa. I'm like, bro, I ain't been outside in brick, bro. I'm overdue for something, bro. You know, so you know, we going to Africa. We gonna have a good little time, you know, and you know, so it's a boys. Yeah, for sure.
I haven't thought about traveling to Africa, but I know people that say they go. I've heard so many different experiences, so.
Cause I only been to Mexico. You know, yeah, I loved it. They treated me like I was one of them.
For real?
I'm telling you, like. I went out, to my girl, she was asleep, she was drunk, so.
And you went out and party?
Went out and party.
Dang.
Fat Tuesdays. I went out and got me a shot of tequila, but that was $13.
Dang.
That was crazy. They kept trying to sell me Coke everywhere I go down there. Yes. At night, it's a different story versus during the day. In the day, it's all just, you know, you go eat, you go places. We went to like tequila tasting. They got like actual or like real tequila down there, you know, versus up here. Yeah, you know, the chemicals and all that. Chocolate tequila is a game changer.
Chocolate
tequila is a game changer, man. He let me try that thing. It just tastes like you just melt some chocolate, throw a little tequila in there. You could drink that.
You could drink a whole cup of it. It was like coming in like.
You would think it was coffee. That's how smooth it tastes, just like some coffee. And I'm just like, dang. And they give you like a little personal size bottle you can take back home. And I'm glad we was able to get it back through the customs and all that. So, they give you a little picture on there at the end of the little tour. They show you how it's made. So. Man, I had a good time, man. It was real. Nah, for real. It's Cabo. Okay. Cabo. Real good time,
Oh, yeah. I heard some stories
about any other trips you want to go take this year? Or you were just like, just be on your bucket list?
Yeah, this year, yeah, I gotta hit Jamaica.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And... that's not honestly. That's what I know for sure right now.
Facts.
I know it's gonna be somewhere else. I'm always feeling like I gotta go somewhere. But
Facts.
Yeah, Jamaica. That's on my hit list right
now. One of mine would be like Egypt. I would love to go to Egypt because I see Egypt as one of those places where you just, you just get one of those. I say spiritual feelings out of you. We all talk about Egypt.
Dubai.
Nah, Dubai. I gotta get my money up for Dubai. It's a lot of stuff I want to do in Dubai. I want to.
Dubai seems like
eating on skyscrapers. I want to get in a little car in the water. Yeah. It's a lot. I want to dress up. Do all that type of stuff.
I'm sure you got the right
facts.
Attire,
So.
Yeah.
What would be something you would tell your younger self, knowing all the experiences you've been through now?
My younger self, I would have to say, follow your instinct.
Facts.
Yeah. I wish I knew that a long time ago.
I love that. I always say, I would tell my younger self, just love yourself more. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, once again, we don't put too much love into ourselves. When we indulge in anything we do, we giving out more love. And I feel like when you give more love out, it's very questionable if you're gonna get it back the same way.
Yeah.
And if you don't get it back the same way, it kind of like shapes you into a different person. So, and I'm glad you're able to, like I say, just be vulnerable on this platform. Because this platform is based. And, the message is just be you, man. There's somebody out there who's going to resonate with everything we talked about today. They can be like, man, I like her. She seemed like she a cool lady. She doing good with herself, and not only that, though, but you got your feet in different things, I like how you got your hands in different things. It's not just, I wake up, I go to work all day. Nah, you a hustler, you got yourself really motivated. I always tell people, only weak people need motivation, but strong people, they look to inspire people. You're not meant to put on this world to pay bills.
Right.
You're meant to change some lives out here, and I'm glad you got a daughter. Because that's a life change right there for her now. Because she can see, oh yeah, my mom. She ain't one of those who sit in the house all day. She gonna go ahead and do what she gotta do to keep a roof over our head, clothes on our back, food on the table. And she don't need no man to help do all that. She ain't dependent like that. She, all right, I got me. So I love that for you. Like I say, I love our conversation. Any advice you would love to give, the people out there? 'Cause there's a lot of women out there who.
I really want everybody with women mostly to follow and listen to your women intuition.
Facts.
Because it's not there for nothing, and it's not just a crazy thought or, you know what I'm saying, the back of your mind and all of that. Like, it's really a women intuition, and it could really lead you to where you're trying to go if you follow it, listen to it, and just be smart.
So as we conclude this conversation, y'all, no matter how rough the days get, no matter how dark the days are, just always be the light of your day. Stay blessed, everybody.